Hey guys, this is Nika and I am going to review the season 3 premiere of Scandal. Okay, so let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. The first 2 minutes of the show was intense. This episode was definitely worth the break. It was worth the break. When it returned, it did not slow down, not for 1 minute. I really enjoyed it. It lived up to its expectations. So it starts out with Olivia Pope and her father. They are in a limo, and Olivia Pope's father is, playing God basically and saying, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to disappear. You're going to change your name. You're going to get some passport. Your staff is taken care of. You don't ever have to come back. The end. Lie low for 8 months. All of that. And she's just like, trying to take it in, like, really? Am I really going to just disappear? Is this it? Am I leaving? She's really kind of overwhelmed by it all, so she's not really saying anything. And then when they get out of the limo and she's on her way to the plane, they really have an argument, and she's just like, oh, don't tell me what to do. I can do this, I can do that. And then Rowan is just like, no, you're not. I'm gonna handle this. It's up to me now. So one of the most memorable quotes was,
just to be clear, I am the hell and I am the high water.
That was just like an extremely powerful quote. He's just saying that he is a force to be reckoned with. I can really see how Olivia Pope gets that just straightforwardness, like, I'm gonna handle it, I got it attitude from. Gets it from him, because he is a quite powerful man, as you can see. He has all this access to everything. So Olivia Pope gets on the plane and she calls Cyrus, one of her very trusted friends. But not a lot of people really trust Cyrus, because he did have somebody killed, and then for a minute they thought he was trying to kill Olivia Pope. Cyrus tells him to don't run, do not run, stand and fight. And so that's what Olivia chooses to do, stand and fight. She goes back to her office and she tries to figure it all out, and she tries to sort out all this mess. And meanwhile, we have Sally Langston, Fitz, and Cyrus. Cyrus and Sally are really going at it like neck to neck. Cyrus is like, you just want to be the Lord, and Sally is just like, you don't know anything about morals, you don't have anything, and really trying to downplay him and his homosexuality and everything else. It comes to the point where Fitz knows that they're not going to get anywhere, so he pulls Sally on the side and talking to her and just trying to basically reason with her. He actually ends up really getting along with her, and she's going along with the ride, because he's going to go out there and he's going to admit to what he did. He had an affair. So she really agrees with that and respects that, and she comes on to his side. Now, at the end of the show, it really comes together, like, why Fitz is so complacent with all of this. He's just gonna, tackle it. Okay, it's time to go. He has his head down and he's just like, it's time to tackle his situation. It's just, he's too easy going to take this fault, this big fault. This is a big deal. This is what he wants, because he just wants to be with Olivia Pope. So we have the gladiators really crunching it out, trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do to help Olivia Pope. Cyrus and Mellie are trying to find out who exactly leaked the dirty secret, because neither one of them wanted Olivia Pope's name out there or a whole mention of an affair out there, because they're going to ruin the presidency, because Mellie and Cyrus live for the presidency. Cyrus talks to his husband. His husband tells him that the Secret Service men go to this bar across the street, and it's just like full of news reporters just trying to get like little pieces of information from them. So Mellie, because she's so cool with one of the Secret Service agents, she goes over there and she questions him and finds out that he did not leak the name to the press. So now they're wondering, like, who leaked the name? That's the big question of the show, is who exactly leaked the name. So now Cyrus is with his press team, Janine, and they are starting a kill folder on Olivia Pope. And this all got started because they have people are starting to reveal hard evidence of Olivia and Fitz. And one piece of evidence is that there was a tape of Fitz walking out of Olivia's apartment at night. And so there's like no justifiable reason for you to be walking out of Olivia Pope's apartment at night. So when Cyrus sees that, he's just like, we're done. It's done. It's out there. We can't finagle around this or anything like that. So basically he composes this kill folder, and they paint Olivia Pope is an ambitious whore. I mean, it all fits in because she's been dealing with these older politician men, and also they're gonna throw in the daddy issues in there, which are, they probably are daddy issues. Harrison decides to give Cyrus a call, and he just really like puts it down on the table, and he's just like, it can't be Liv. That's all he says, is that it can't be Liv. And I'm thinking, wow, like, is Cyrus gonna listen to that? But Cyrus just blows it off like, where'd you get this number from? So Olivia activates this super secret meeting thing with the password Providence, and they all meet in there, him, Fitz, and in walks the first lady. And Fitz is kind of like, ugh. Like, he treats Melly as this big buzzkill, and it's just kind of funny, but he just like abhors her. He can't stand her. But they all meet and they talk about the affair, and this was just like a moment in the show where I felt like I love the character Melly, because she's a fighter. She's like a true fighter, a really strong character. So for Melly to be in that room and for her to hear these details about the affair, and then Olivia and Fitz, they want to say the truth works, and Olivia paints the story about how it's going to play out if we do tell the truth, and she says, oh yeah, this does work. And so, you know, Fitz is running his mouth and he says something a little bit too mushy, and Melly just looks at him like, you are not going to tell that disgusting fairy tale. You get it, Melly. I just love me some Melly, because it's just like, I'm not gonna be a doormat is what Melly's fighting for. And I have to do like a whole nother video about why I love Melly, because a lot of people don't, but I just really love that character, because it's just like she's fighting to not be a doormat. She's fighting for something. She doesn't want to be ornamental, as Fitz says, and for him to treat her like that, she really fights hard against it. In that scene, she tells Melly, well, how many times would, you know, we're crafting this story, how many times do you want to say that we slept together? And so Melly says, twice. She just basically just like downplays, and like she's taking stabs at Olivia Pope and the president, and she's just like, twice. You slept together twice. One on the inaugural because you felt, you know, powerful and victorious after you won, and the second time will be after you recovered from your gunshots because you felt immortal. And so it's just like really deducing Olivia and Fitz's love to just sex is, and that's what she's basically, she wants them to know, because they're stuck in their lovey-dovey world, that on the outside this just looks like sex. It's not the fairy tale. Well, it's a disgusting fairy tale nonetheless, but it's not going to play like that to the public. So Harrison and the gladiators are pounding it. And did you see Abby? Abby is like revamped. Her hair is beautiful. She always had that beautiful red hair, but like now it's layered and she got some eyeliner on. So Harrison is really like, you know, encouraging the gladiators to go on. Are we gladiators or are we bitches? Like, for real, Harrison, you better do everything you can to encourage this team, because he seems like this awesome leader for the gladiators, and if ever something should happen to Olivia Pope, he's been the one to step to the plate every time. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how Harrison progresses through this season. Another story is leaked that Janine, which is a press secretary, I believe, she's the one who is having the affair with the president because of this little simple the president is hot video. And so they just get carried away with that, and that's who they're accusing, that's who they're placing the blame on for now, her. So Cyrus some kind of way pulled that off. Cyrus really understood that Harrison said that it can't be Liv, so they pulled some kind of strings and they somehow blackmailed this young innocent girl into being the lady that she's had an affair with, the president's had an affair with. Here's another scene that just really gets you. It's the scene where Melly walks in and, you know, she's just having a little spiel, and then she tells the president that
you leaked the name,
and everybody finds out and they're like, what? Which was so, looking back, it's so obvious that it could have been him, but we're just on that Shonda ride, and Shondaland just like all happy and smiles and just going along for the ride. But it was Fitz who leaked that information. Well, told one of his Secret Service agents to leak her name out there, and Melly's just like, you're really pathetic. She's really disgusted by him. He does not know what he's dealing with. Like, honestly, Fitz has no idea that Melly is like a vicious person and pissing her off is not going to make anything at all better for you. Olivia walks in on the gladiators and she's just like,
what did you do?
you know, she thinks that she's gonna handle it, she's in charge, and for someone to take that control once again away from her, the gladiators are kind of like, we just saved your name, your reputation. So Cyrus is kidnapped by Rowan, well, by the assassin, and then brought to Rowan, and Rowan uses his special powers to give Cyrus like a higher clearance so that he can see whatever's in that folder. So alright you guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Leave your comments, tell me what you like, what you didn't like, what you agreed with that I said, what you didn't agree with. You know, just leave that comment below. If you have any videos of your reviews, I love to watch them. So you guys, thank you so much for your patience, and you guys have a good one. See you next week.